Welcome everyone, this is Like It's 1985, and today's review is a Transformers Something Old, Something New, focusing on Skywarp. Today we're going to look at Generation 1 Skywarp as compared to Classic Skywarp. Now, as you recall, in a couple of videos ago I did a review on Ultra Magnus, of which Classic Skywarp came with in a Target exclusive 2-pack. So if we take a look at the two comparisons, I measured off camera. Now we look at the wingspan of Generation 1 Skywarp. It measures in at 5.5 inches as compared to Classics Skywarp's wingspan, which measures at 4.5 inches. And comparing the length from this point to that point, nose to tail, Generation 1 Skywarp measures in at 7.5 inches. And Classic Skywarp measures in at a 6.5 inches. So in both the wingspan and the length, they both measure in at Generation 1 being 1 inch 1 inch bigger than or longer than Classic Skywarp. So in addition, you can see also just by looking at it, you can see the difference in the tail fin as well. Generation 1 is much bigger. So I'll take a look at Generation 1 Skywarp first of all. Now it's obviously it's going to be black and purple, which is really a cool color combination. I'm sure that's why other people like Skywarp as well. This is probably one of my favorite of the Seeker jets that I have in my collection. I don't have Thundercracker or Starscream, but I do have Dirge, Thrust, and Ramjet. And I'd have to say that Skywarp, Ramjet, and Thrust are probably my favorites, and just Skywarp because of the color scheme. So he's got tail fins and accents along the bombs here, or the missile pods here. Is kind of a lighter purple when you compare it, especially to Classics Skywarp, where we have a kind of a darker purple. And of course, you have big Decepticon logo stickers there. Cockpit does open up, and if you look at the undercarriage or the bottom of the jet mode, you can see there's more purple down here, and as well as you can notice there's die-cast metal parts here. The wheels are die-cast metal, as are these wheels here, so it rolls pretty well. So let's go ahead and transform Generation 1 Skywarp. So we'll go ahead and just remove the weapons first, and just to make it easier for clearance issues, I'll go ahead and just remove the wings, and then go ahead and take care of the feet area, or the leg area. I'm going to go ahead and bring down the feet there, and then this thing gets rotated back like that, and then the same thing over here. Oops. Now I'm going to take out the landing gear from the front. And this section here is going to split apart. Just get your thumbnail right there, or thumb right there, push them apart like that, and rotate these to the side like that. As for the cockpit section, you want to take this piece, split it like this, and then this piece is going to go through the gap there, out the back, and then the cockpit area becomes the chest area for Skywarp's robot mode. There's the arms, and you have these molded hands that just slip over the arm section here, like that. And then go ahead and stick on the wings, and these are on a hinge kind of, so you can rotate them back like that, and plug this wing in also, and we'll go ahead and arm him. Just peg him to the side of his arm like that, and I guess I left the other launcher here, so it's going to stick that on there. And there you have Generation 1 Skywarp. Take a look. Oops. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Classics Skywarp. So Classics Skywarp, it's like I was mentioning earlier, the purple is a darker purple. You've got black, of course, and you've got some nice silver accents mixed in with the purple, as you can see right there. And if you take a closer look at the molding, there is quite a bit of molding detail on the surface of the jet mode. Cockpit does not open on this one, although it's colored the same translucent color of plastic as Generation 1 Skywarp. Take a look at the bottom. So more silver paint applications. So really decent, really nice Classics version. So let's go ahead and transform this guy. I'm going to remove his weapons as much as the same way you do with Generation 1 Skywarp. Set him to the side. And we'll start out with the leg section. You want to pull, whoops, oh, pull this down and then separate the legs like so. They just tab into each other when you're transforming it back to alt mode. Bring down the feet, and then you want to rotate the piece like that. And the same thing over here. Now for the upper section, what you're going to do is this piece, there'll be a separation of like that. You can see the arms get folded in there for the transformation. For now, let's focus on the cockpit area. You want to take this piece, go rotate it like that, or just fold it down like that, and then I'm going to separate that section, and that allows you to rotate this around. And this piece is going to, it's on a hinge, it's going to slide down into that cavity there, as you can see. And then I'm going to go ahead and rotate the wings around like that, and then bring out the arms. They just kind of fold in for the transformation. And then the hands simply just fold out like this. Sometimes you gotta, there we go, I think I got it. Nope. This one's a little more stiff than the other hand. Alright, so we got that. And take out the other hand. There we go. And then and then the last step is just to, you can see how there's this gap. You just want to close that in and kind of lock it in place there. And then going back to the head area, this piece just gets rotated like that. So you can either have the weapon held like this in his hand, but I go for the more traditional Generation 1 inspired look to have him mounted on the side of his arm, or in this case his shoulder. So there he is, Classic Skywarp. Looking pretty good. Let's go rotate around here and show you the back. Now, if you eyeball the height between the two of them, since we're going to do like a size comparison between the two of them, it's really close. I would say Generation 1 Skywarp might be just a hair taller than, you know, Classics Skywarp, but you know, that's not the really you don't really notice the size difference there. Is what's when you're in alt mode, you notice the wingspan difference and the length in both of their jet modes. That's where really the difference is apparent. So now, normally in the something old, something new, I don't really choose one over the other. It's kind of more like a comparison review, where I take Generation 1 and kind of show you how it evolves into a newer toy. But I think I'm going to pick one this time. So which one am I going to pick? Generation 1 Skywarp or Classics Skywarp? Now, if you see my other reviews of something old, something new, like Sideswipe and Smokescreen, the interesting thing about those two are the newer version, the Universe Classics version, was all the time bigger than or taller than the than the Generation 1 counterpart. As you can see in this case, it's different. The height difference is negligible, if any, in terms of the height of robot mode. It's only in the alt mode that we notice a difference. But in terms of choosing which one, if I had to take one home with me and I can only choose one, I would go with Generation 1. Yes. I just like the overall size difference, especially in the alt mode, and even if you look at the overall width in robot mode, there's some difference there as well. And of course, I just like the die-cast metal in Generation 1. So if I had to pick one, I would go with Generation 1 Skywarp. So there you have them. Thanks for watching. This has been Something Old, Something New, focusing on Skywarp.